Casey's Audio Vault.
Pop Evil.
April 23rd, 2009. We have the lead singer from Pop Evil on the line. You know them from the song 155, currently tearing up the charts. Leigh, where are you phoning from?
I'm calling you from Gainesville, Florida.
Little far away from home, isn't it?
It really is. We moved into yesterday was a crazy day because we moved in from the RV to the tour bus. You know, it's always an exciting time to move up from the RV and the motorhome to the big entertainer type coach bus.
How long have you been in the RV for?
Man, we've been in there the past 2 months. We got a record deal on the RV, so it was kind of funny. We had to let her go yesterday. It was kind of a sad moment, but got to do what you got to do.
Did you name her? What's her name?
We used to have one we called Stinkwater. We didn't really name this one because we thought we were going to be in it for a lot less, and it ended up being 2 months, so it just kind of got forgotten what we were going to name her. But I guess we could name her Thank God She's Not Around Anymore. So that'd be a good name.
Congratulations on getting signed, because I guess the record is already out, so no, who picked you up?
Universal Republic picked us up. You know, we're just extremely excited about the future with them, and you know, just out there keep playing. You know, we understand that just because you get a record deal, you still got to get out there and prove it to everybody every night. So it's cool. We're excited about it, and I'm excited to get up to Canada and get closer to home. That's for sure.
You're from Kingston. Where did you grow up?
I was born in Kingston, Ontario, but then you know, the parents moved probably before I was 1, so I kind of grew up in Michigan, to be honest. But I was born in Kingston, Ontario. My family's up there and in London, Ontario. It's cool. I've never actually played in Canada ever, so I know that my family's all excited about the Canadian shows. They're like, "Oh my God, this is great! You know, maybe we'll get closer to home." And I'm like, "Okay, Grandma, just be good."
And
she's a rock star, man. Pantera fan, you name it. She goes to town.
But Michigan is practically Canada. You're one of our friends on the border.
Same thing. Cold winters, hot summers. You know how it goes.
Yeah. And the main reason we got you on the Rock Report today is because you just announced earlier today, Pop Evil on the Rock on the Range Canada bill.
Wow, we're just extremely excited. We're extremely excited about that. Anything to do with Rock on the Range is ginormous. So can't wait, man. Can't wait. We're stoked.
Have you experienced it in Columbus at all? Have you watched that or performed there?
No. May 17th is the Rock on the Range in Columbus, and wow, that's going to be over the top. So we're really pumped about it all, and just ready to kind of just show everybody our sound and show everybody our show, you know.
What got you into playing music? Is it was it some friends or family or?
I actually went to school on a basketball scholarship, and I grew up on my acoustic guitar and tore my knee up real bad in college. And you know, I finally realized that more people were interested in the songs I was writing and songs I was playing, and you know, teamed up with some guys we grew up. That's the cool thing about Pop Evil. Like, we all grew up together, which is, you know, not always the common thing anymore. So, you know, we kind of all, you know, teamed up in Western Michigan, which isn't really known for the rock mecca that we aren't over there. And, you know, we just kind of you know, took our bumps and grinds and played some cover shows, saving up money to try to afford a good producer. And, you know, right around 2005, we met Al Sutton, who was Kid Rock's producer. Did a handful of songs with us, and then in the later years we switched over to Chuck Alkazian, which is Blue October, all that kind of stuff. Next thing you know, we're out here doing it in national, and you know, song all over the chart. So it's been definitely not an overnight thing, but it's been one of those things I think more bands are starting to realize. The more you have to do on your own, right, with these tools at your disposal, with YouTube and MySpace, it doesn't matter if you're a signed band or not a signed band. We all use the same kind of avenues these days to, you know, be heard.
For a lot of people, it almost seems like it's out of nowhere, because out of nowhere, Pop Evil's on almost every radio station. So that's got to feel a little bit strange. You've been working hard for a long time, but just all of a sudden airs a new band, hit single, 155. Does that feel strange now that it's actually hitting you in the face?
Yeah, man, it's overwhelming. It has its moments. I think the lifestyle goes so quickly. I mean, we've always played from Wednesday to Sunday night, and we'd come home Sunday night and live with our families till, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, work a real job, and then boom, get out there every Wednesday night and do it again, you know. But there's nothing like getting used to just like I said, the obligations that come with being a national band and having a song blowing up on the radio, like with you having to do interviews, and all the interviews at all the different radio stations sometimes is I guess I never really thought of that, growing up. You're like, oh, I can't wait to be on there. That'd be so cool. And then it happens. I mean, the obligations that you have to radio, the obligations you have to your fans, the obligations you have to your family. It's trying to juggle that, and being a new band, I think, is something that Pop Evil is still juggling. And then finally now, a year into it, we like to think we're getting at least an understanding of the game and just the responsibility, though, that comes with a song on the chart. It is overwhelming. I think you're right. We have the moments where we're like, oh my God, we're driving to Florida and, you're hearing your song on the radio. You're like, oh, that's quite a long way from home.
Did you get a nice big fat advance from Universal when you get signed? Is that why you got the new vehicle?
No, actually, well, we are getting our advance, but we got some friends that own a bus company, and we've always been good at, hopefully, trying to, let me knock on some wood here, but managing our money where we can, do things affordably, but at the same time be realistic to our band as a new band. Some bands can do it on a van, some bands can't. Like, we don't want to be in a van ready to cut each other's throats because we were sleeping on top of each other, fighting and arguing, when we can stretch a little bit, maybe take a little less here, take a little less there, so we can have a little more comfort, so we can be on our A game when we get up your way, so we're ready to go and everyone's rested. And getting rest and being healthy is one of the biggest things that we're starting to realize on the road.
Well, from the looks of your album, it looks like there's a lot of naked girls and empty bottles.
Right. The metaphor on the album is based on a metaphor, and don't get me wrong, there's plenty of naked girls and empty beer bottles, but the whole point of Lipstick on the Mirror for us was about that one groupie or fan or young lady, so to speak, that we get all the time. It's like, oh, we don't want to be like everybody else. By you saying that comment, then you're being like everybody else. So it's that one girl that wants to leave her mark on the world, and in this, she doesn't want to just be remembered as, or forgotten. She wants to be remembered as the girl that wrote Lipstick on the Mirror and said, don't you forget about me, Pop Evil. You know what I mean, so to speak. And it's kind of a unique situation. The album is symbolic to the fact that we're trying to do the same thing in the music world. With the single, like you said, we're just trying to leave our mark and hopefully not just be a flash in the pan. And that's a reminder every day we see that record get up the charts and get a little further on the sales. It's to remind ourselves that what's really important, and it's a live show, and at the end of the day, it's exactly what 155 says. It's the music.
Well, I appreciate you giving us a call on the Rock Report. Congratulations, Pop Evil, getting signed to Universal Republic and added to the bill for Rock on the Range Canada.
Can't wait. Thank you so much for having me on. I can't wait to meet you and party with you up north.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.